Hello everybody. Welcome to our Saturday Shays Nays storytelling again. Yay! I had 7 stories on my list. I put it in random.org and I generated and it brought up number 2. And number 2 stories was Square Breakfast Bars. Love it. Gotta love it. Alright. Way back in the day, when I was a little bitty and a little bitty girl. Now I'm just a little bit bigger and a way bigger girl. I'm gonna say that I was probably somewhere between the ages of 5 and, well, I don't know how long she kept getting them and eating them, but I specifically remember when I was real little doing it. So from 5, I'm gonna say 7, but it could have went 8, 9, 10, you know. I don't really remember. I don't recall having them that later in my age, you know. It was the younger age that I really remember eating them, so it must have been during that time that they quit making them and selling them. Makes me so mad. Anyway, my mom would get these breakfast bars. You know, nowadays the breakfast bars is mostly granola bars with this granola and nut junk in it, and then a few little chocolate chips here and there, or whatever, what have you, or peanut butter ones or whatever. When I had teeth, I didn't really care for them because of all the granola and nuts, you know. Now, Slim Fast has a bar, but that's not really like a breakfast bar. That's a diet thing, you know. But Slim Fast has a bar. It's covered in chocolate, and it's kind of gooey and soft in the middle with chocolatey stuff. It's, you know, mostly chocolate. So that's the kind I like. When I get them, I get that now. When I can get them, I ain't got none in a long time. But anyway, so these breakfast bars that Mama used to get back in the day when I was a little bitty girl like this was totally different from what they have nowadays. They came in a pack of 2, and they were square, completely a perfect square breakfast bar. And it was a diet thing because Mama would get them and she would eat them, and they would look so good, and I wanted it. And Mama used to always tell me that me being such a little bitty girl that I didn't really need it because it was a diet thing. So, but she did always give in and let me have one. So, I ate one and I loved it. Now, they had vanilla ones, they had strawberry ones, and they had chocolate ones. So which ones do you think I liked best? Of course, chocolate. So, you know, I would eat some every now and then with Mama when she would. And they were delicious. And I loved them. Okay, now, I'm going to try to describe. I done told you they were square. But I'm going to try to describe, what would it be, the texture of them? Okay, so they were, alright, they might have not have been this big, but this is kind of a square, folded into a square, right? I'm going to say they were, you know, about, let's see, I'm trying to, you know, scale it down, just where my finger is, you know, a little square bar. Okay, but then, it was not a thin bar. It was like about like that. Light went down. It was about like that. They were pretty thick, okay? So it was a big old thick square all the way around. It was not covered in the chocolate like the candy bar type chocolate like some of the breakfast bars today are, and like the Slim Fast ones that I like. It wasn't like that. It was all one kind of whatever that is, you know. And there was nothing inside of it like peanuts or granolas or nothing like even, you know, strawberry or fruit pieces or nothing. Nothing like that. It was just the solid one ingredient, I guess you would call it. And it was... This is how I have always described them. It's the only way I know how to describe it, you know. So it was like a dry... It had a dry feel to it. It looked dry, and the only other word I can come up with is chalk-like, chalky, but not really like chalk that you write with. You know what I mean? But so when you bit into it, it would crumble a little bit, you know, into little crumbs. That's the only way I know how to describe it. But I loved those breakfast bars. And like I said, I remember them and having them and eating them with Mama when I was a little bitty girl like that. But later, as I got older, I don't really remember her eating any, and I don't remember eating any. And nowadays, and for years now, I have looked and looked and looked and looked for them things at the stores.
What kind of grapes?
What?
What kind of grapes?
Grapes?
Oh, I thought you said grapes.
I didn't say grapes.
Oh.
I'm talking about breakfast bars.
Oh. Maybe I'm wanting grapes.
Go get you some grapes then. So anyway, now you made me forget what I last said. Where I was at in my story.
Oops.
What did I say? What do you remember hearing me say last?
You used to get them with your mama.
Yes. I looked for them in the stores and cannot find them to save my life. So evidently they don't make them and sell them anymore. And that aggravates me because I want them again. I want to have that. I want to see if they're still as good as they was to me when I was little.
Nah.
Oh, hesh. You don't know. Anyway, so that is my story. I don't know the exact name of them other than breakfast bar. And I don't know if Mama remembers if they were called something else. You know, like what name brand? Like they have Slim Fast and then they have, oh, I don't know all the names of all of them. Mama or Charlotte or Becca? Do y'all recall? Was it just called breakfast bars? Do y'all remember what I'm talking about? Did it have another name with it? Now, it seemed like it was from, or I may just be going by years ago when I first started trying to find them. I asked Mama about it, and she said they were from Nabisco, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I think back then I even kind of like got on the computer and pulled up Nabisco website and probably tried to email them and ask them about them, and I never heard anything from them. But I know that I have heard, because one of my tape pals that I had back in the day, she used to get stuff through the mail that she could taste and try. It was kind of like I'm thinking a job she did, and try things, you know, food and stuff for people, testing them, like, you know, you've heard of people taste ice cream tasters, you know, and stuff, but she would get this stuff through the mail. And she even talked about she was able to locate stuff that they used to have back in the day that they don't make and sell anymore and get it. And I had actually asked her one time to try to see if she could find these for me, but then I never heard from her about that because it was one of my first older tape pals, and we don't tape pal anymore. So, if any of y'all out there know anything like that where you can find older food that they used to make and sell, that they don't anymore, you know, that some way I could get some, oh, I would so appreciate it. I really, 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 really would, because I would love to have. Even if it was just, you know, because they don't sell it, make it anymore, even if it was just one more bar to eat, just to try it out again and see if it still was good like then, and if I still liked it, and to have that memory. And I wish there was something I could do to make them start making them and selling them again. Why did they quit? They were so good. I just don't understand it. Oh well. Anyway, so that is my story for today. So y'all let me know what you think, how you liked it. If y'all know anything about the breakfast bars that I'm talking about, Becca, Charlotte, whatever y'all know about it, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. And okay, that's all I have for y'all for right now. So I am out of here until next time. I'm done. I'm going to lose.